Ladies and gentlemen, authenticity is not just a trait, it's a revolution, a statement to the world that you refuse to conform to its narrow expectations. In a world where everyone is striving to fit in, being authentic is the most rebellious thing you can do. It's about standing firm in your truth, even when it feels like the ground beneath you is shaking. It's about saying, "This is who I am," with no hesitation, no apology, and no compromise. When you're authentic, you're not living by someone else's script, you're writing your own story. And yes, sometimes that story won't sit well with others. They may question you, doubt you, even judge you. But let's be honest, their discomfort isn't your burden to carry. It's a reflection of their inability to understand or accept what they cannot define or control. Authenticity isn't always comfortable. In fact, it can be the most challenging thing to embrace. It requires vulnerability, a willingness to stand exposed in a world that often rewards masks and facades. But it's also the most liberating thing you'll ever experience. When you're authentic, you no longer have to shrink yourself to make others feel secure. You no longer have to dim your light to make others more comfortable in their darkness. You get to be fully and unapologetically you. Being authentic means owning your quirks, your flaws, your strengths, and your dreams. It means celebrating your uniqueness and not allowing anyone to dilute it. It's about breaking free from the mold that society tries to place you in, no matter how tightly they want to squeeze. When you are true to yourself, you are giving the world permission to see you, not the version of you that it wants to see, but the real, unfiltered you. Haters often target authenticity because it threatens their status quo. It makes them question their own choices, their own insecurities. But their opinions are not your reality. Authenticity is not about winning over everyone. It's about staying true to yourself even when others don't understand you. You are not responsible for their lack of vision or their inability to embrace the beauty of difference. And the truth is, authenticity has a magnetic quality. It draws the right people to you. It aligns you with opportunities that are meant for you. When you show up as your true self, you attract situations, relationships, and experiences that resonate with who you are at your core. And yes, this authenticity will also repel some people, but that's okay. You don't need to be liked by everyone to be impactful. Authenticity is a choice you make every day, a choice to honor your voice, your values, and your dreams. It's about choosing integrity over popularity, purpose over approval, and self respect over conformity. It's not easy, but the alternative, a life lived in shadows, bending to the expectations of others, is far worse. When you are authentic, you are free, free from the chains of societal judgment, free from the need to perform or pretend, free to be exactly who you are in all your brilliance and complexity. This freedom doesn't just empower you, it inspires others. When people see you living your truth, they are reminded of the truth within themselves. Authenticity is the most radical act of self-love. It is choosing to be seen, heard, and valued for who you truly are, not for the version of you that makes others comfortable. It's about stepping into your own power, even if it intimidates those around you. It's about embracing your story, your journey, and your uniqueness as gifts, not burdens. When you decide to live authentically, you claim your place in the world, not because it was handed to you, but because you created it. You own your voice, your identity, and your purpose without fear of rejection or judgment. And while the road to authenticity can be lonely at times, it is also the most fulfilling journey you will ever take. Success is one of the most misinterpreted concepts in the world. For so long, society has sold us a one-size-fits-all definition of success: a high-paying job, a big house, a fancy title, or public accolades. But the truth is, success is deeply personal, and it's not something that can or should be defined by someone else. To truly thrive, you must have the courage to break free from those prepackaged ideals and redefine success on your own terms. Redefining success begins with asking yourself one crucial question: what does success mean to me? Not your parents, not your friends, not society, but you. For some, success may mean building a global empire. For others, it could be as simple and profound as living a life filled with joy, love, and authenticity. Neither is better or worse than the other. Success is not a hierarchy, it's a reflection of what brings you fulfillment, purpose, and peace. This redefinition requires you to unlearn everything you've been told about what you should want and instead focus on what you truly desire. So often we chase goals that aren't even ours, working tirelessly to achieve things that don't bring us happiness. We live by checklists handed to us by others, only to realize too late that ticking off every box doesn't guarantee contentment. Redefining success is about tearing up that checklist and writing your own. It's important to remember that your version of success doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. It doesn't need to look impressive on paper or meet anyone's expectations. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why your dream is what it is. What matters is that it feels right to you, that it aligns with your values, passions, and priorities. When you redefine success on your terms, you reclaim your power. You stop measuring yourself against others because you realize there's nothing to compare. You are running your own race, and the only competitor is the person you were yesterday. This shift in perspective is liberating. It frees you from the constant pressure to prove yourself to others, allowing you to focus on what truly matters to you. Of course, this isn't always easy. When you choose to define success for yourself, you may face criticism or skepticism from those who don't understand your choices. People might tell you that your goals are too small, too big, too unconventional, or too risky. But their opinions don't determine your worth, and they certainly don't define your success. Remember, many of the world's greatest innovators and trailblazers were told their dreams were impossible until they made them possible. Redefining success also means letting go of the idea that failure is the opposite of success. In truth, failure is an essential part of the journey. When you pursue a path that is true to you, setbacks and challenges are inevitable. But these moments don't diminish your success, they enhance it. They teach you resilience, adaptability, and self belief. They remind you that success is not a straight line, it's a winding road filled with twists, turns, and lessons that shape who you are. Another critical aspect of redefining success is understanding that it's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. Success isn't something you achieve once and then forget about. It's a continuous process, a series of moments where you align your actions with your values and your purpose. It's found in the small victories, the quiet joys, and the meaningful connections that make life worth living. To redefine success on your terms is to reject the idea that there is a universal blueprint for happiness and fulfillment. It's about stepping off the treadmill of societal expectations and carving your own path, even if it looks nothing like anyone else's. It's about choosing a life that feels authentic, not one that simply looks impressive from the outside. Redefining success requires bravery. It demands that you tune out the noise of the world and listen to your own voice. It's about making choices that align with your soul, not just your resume. It's about prioritizing what makes you come alive, even if others don't understand it. This kind of success isn't about perfection, it's about purpose. It's not about meeting a standard, it's about creating a life that reflects who you truly are. When you let go of society's definition of success, you make space for something far greater. You open yourself up to the possibility of living a life that is rich, meaningful, and uniquely yours. You stop chasing an ideal that doesn't serve you and start building a life that does. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Negativity is one of life's most inevitable forces. It can come from anywhere: strangers, acquaintances, even the people closest to you. It shows up in criticism, doubt, rejection, and sometimes in silence. But here's the truth: negativity is not inherently bad. It's how you respond to it that defines its impact on your life. If you let it, negativity can break you, but if you choose differently, it can become the very thing that propels you forward. Transforming negativity into fuel is an act of power and resilience. It's about taking every "you can't," every "you're not good enough," and turning it into a battle cry for why you will. It's about recognizing that negativity is not a reflection of your worth, but often a projection of others' insecurities, fears, or inability to see the possibilities you envision for yourself. When you view negativity through this lens, it loses its power to wound you and instead becomes a tool for growth. The first step in transforming negativity is to detach from it emotionally. This doesn't mean you ignore it or pretend it doesn't sting. It's okay to feel hurt. But instead of letting that hurt fester into self-doubt, use it as a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this negativity a reflection of my truth? Or is it someone else's opinion? 9 times out of 10, you'll realize it's the latter. And the beauty of opinions is that they are not facts. Once you've separated yourself from the weight of negativity, you can start using it to your advantage. Criticism, whether constructive or not, can offer insight. Sometimes negativity shines a light on areas where you can improve, refine, or grow. Even when it comes from a malicious place, it can still serve as a mirror, showing you your strengths by revealing what others find intimidating. Instead of shrinking under the weight of negative energy, stand taller. Let it push you to sharpen your skills, hone your craft, and fortify your confidence. Negativity also has a way of igniting a fire in those who choose to rise above it. Every doubter, every critic, every naysayer becomes a motivator. Their words become a reminder of why you started, why you fight, and why you refuse to give up. When someone says you can't, let it be the reason you do. When they dismiss your dreams, let it fuel your determination to prove to yourself, not to them, that your dreams are valid, worthy, and achievable. Transforming negativity into fuel is also about flipping the narrative. Negativity often aims to make you feel small, but what if you could use it to feel powerful instead? Imagine negativity as raw energy, a force you can channel however you choose. You can let it drain you, or you can redirect it into your ambitions. Use it to work harder, dream bigger, and strive further. Let it be the thing that drives you when motivation wanes and the odds feel stacked against you. Another key to turning negativity into fuel is understanding its source. Negativity often stems from fear of change, fear of success, fear of the unknown. When others direct negativity toward you, it's often because your growth challenges their comfort. Your courage to dream, to act, to succeed reminds them of what they're not doing. Knowing this doesn't make their negativity excusable, but it makes it less personal. It reminds you that their doubts are not yours to carry and their fears are not your responsibility. Negativity also has the power to teach resilience. Each time you face it and rise above it, you become stronger. You learn to trust yourself, to rely on your inner strength, and to keep going despite the noise. Over time, negativity stops feeling like a barrier and starts feeling like a stepping stone. It becomes a test of your commitment to your goals and your belief in yourself. It's also important to remember that negativity can show up internally. Sometimes the loudest critic isn't outside of you, it's the voice in your own head. Self doubt, fear of failure, and imposter syndrome can be some of the most debilitating forms of negativity. But even here, the same rules apply. Acknowledge the negative thoughts, but don't let them define you. Question them, challenge them, and transform them into affirmations of your strength. When your mind tells you you're not ready, respond with, I am learning and growing every day. When it says you're not enough, remind yourself of everything you've already overcome. Negativity, whether external or internal, is a part of the journey, but it doesn't have to be a roadblock. It can be the fuel that drives you to work smarter, push harder, and reach higher. It can be the reason you prove to yourself that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. When you learn to transform negativity, you take control of your narrative. You stop letting outside forces dictate your path and start using every obstacle as an opportunity for growth, strength, and perseverance. Owning your space is not just a statement, it's a way of life. It's about recognizing that you have every right to be here, every right to dream big, every right to stand tall, and every right to take up the room you need to thrive. For far too long, many of us have been conditioned to make ourselves smaller, to dim our light so others can shine brighter, to shrink our voices so others can be heard louder, to occupy less so that others can feel more comfortable. But the truth is, the world needs you in your fullest form, unafraid and unapologetic. Owning your space starts with giving yourself permission. Permission to exist as you are. Permission to dream as wildly as you want. Permission to walk into any room with the confidence that you belong there, not because someone invited you, but because your presence and purpose are enough. No one else can give you that permission. It's something you have to grant yourself. To own your space means rejecting the idea that you need to justify your existence or your ambitions. You don't need to explain why you want what you want, why you aim as high as you do, or why you've chosen the path you're on. Your choices, your passions, and your dreams are valid simply because they are yours. Owning your space is about standing firm in the belief that you are worthy of success, worthy of happiness, and worthy of every opportunity that comes your way. This isn't about arrogance, it's about confidence. It's about recognizing that taking up space doesn't diminish anyone else's. The world is vast enough for everyone to pursue their own greatness without stepping on someone else's. When you own your space, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage to stand tall can be a beacon for those who are still learning to rise. But owning your space also means setting boundaries and protecting your energy. Not everyone will understand your journey, and that's okay. Some people may try to question your worth or diminish your accomplishments, but that doesn't mean you have to absorb their negativity. When you own your space, you decide who gets to be part of your world and who doesn't. You learn to say no without guilt and to prioritize what truly matters to you. Society often places labels and expectations on us, expectations of how we should act, what we should achieve, and even how we should look. Owning your space is about rejecting those limitations. It's about stepping outside the box that others try to put you in and saying, "This is my life, my journey, and I will define it on my terms." It's about realizing that you are not here to fit into someone else's narrative. You are here to write your own story. There will be moments when owning your space feels uncomfortable, even intimidating. It's not always easy to stand tall in a world that often tries to knock you down, but those moments are when it's most important to stay rooted in your truth. Remember, confidence is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward despite it. When you own your space, you are declaring to yourself and to the world that your voice matters, your presence matters, and your dreams matter. Owning your space also means embracing your uniqueness. You are not like anyone else, and that is your greatest strength. Your individuality is your power, it's what sets you apart, what makes you memorable, and what makes your contributions irreplaceable. The world doesn't need more replicas, it needs originals. When you fully step into who you are, you bring something to the table that no one else can. Part of owning your space is learning to silence the inner critic, the voice that tells you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not deserving enough. That voice is not your truth, it's a collection of doubts and fears that you've picked up along the way. To own your space, you have to challenge that voice. Replace it with affirmations of your worth, your capabilities, and your right to succeed. Owning your space is also about taking responsibility for your life. It means recognizing that you have the power to shape your destiny. Yes, challenges will arise and obstacles will appear, but you are not defined by them. You are defined by how you rise above them, how you persevere, and how you keep moving forward. Owning your space means refusing to play small, even when the odds seem stacked against you. It's about showing up fully in every situation without hesitation or apology, whether it's in a boardroom, on a stage, in a classroom, or in your everyday interactions. Owning your space means bringing your whole self to the table. It's about speaking your mind, sharing your ideas, and pursuing your passions with conviction. It's about standing tall, not because you want to be noticed, but because you refuse to be overlooked. Owning your space is a declaration of self-respect. It's about acknowledging your value and refusing to let anyone diminish it. It's about holding your head high even in the face of doubt or criticism. It's about walking into every room with the knowledge that you are enough, not because of what you've achieved, but because of who you are. This is your life, your journey, and your space to claim. No one else can take it from you unless you let them. Owning your space is not just a gift to yourself, it's a gift to the world. When you fully embrace who you are and what you bring to the table, you create a ripple effect of empowerment that extends far beyond yourself. In conclusion, life's greatest power lies in your ability to choose how you respond to the world around you. Whether it's negativity, societal expectations, or the opinions of others, you have the strength to rise above and transform every challenge into an opportunity. Embrace your authenticity, redefine success on your terms, and own your space without apology. Let every doubt fuel your determination, every setback sharpen your resilience, and every naysayer remind you of your purpose. Your journey is uniquely yours, and the only permission you need to succeed is your own. Stand tall in your truth, pursue your dreams with conviction, and never be afraid to take up space. You are not here to merely exist, you are here to thrive, to inspire, and to leave your mark on the world. So go forward boldly and unapologetically, and let your life be a testament to your unstoppable spirit.